The following program contains shocking assertions of truth. If you suffer from relativism, Randall may not be right for you. Check with your local guru.
Welcome, friend, to a special and grief-ridden edition of this television program. Today and tomorrow's show will have a slightly different format at the beginning. As some of you may have seen or read in the news, my oldest son, Jamil Terry, was killed in a car accident on Wednesday, November 30th at approximately 7 in the morning. This happened just north of Atlanta. He hit another car head-on and was killed on the spot. The 3 passengers in the other car, thank God, were not seriously injured. They were all hospitalized, but none of their injuries were life-threatening. I have given extensive thought and prayer as to how to handle this, and of course, with God as my witness, I'm not sure that I will get it all right. I ask everyone's apologies for any emotion that I show during this time. But as you can imagine, every parent's worst nightmare is that they bury a child. First of all, it is no secret to anyone who follows the news and who follows the political battles of the religious right that my son in 2004 decided that he would openly embrace the homosexual agenda and to promote homosexual marriage and other political objectives of that movement. This caused extensive stress between us, as you can imagine. But he was still my son, and I was still his father, and we loved each other very much. And while we never were reconciled on the issues of homosexual marriage and the morality of homosexual behavior, we did stay in contact, we did see each other, we did talk on the phone, we did text, we joked, we discussed politics, various issues that are involved in the country, because we both are very passionate about these things. He was very articulate. He had a brilliant mind and was a very warm and gentle soul on a number of levels, and was greatly loved by many people. I will miss him terribly, and I am praying that in death, his life will have the impact that God intended it to have. A couple other things I would like to share with you. One is that my son loved Jesus. And as a parent and as a Christian, it is very difficult to watch someone, and you can relate to this because you may see people that you know that truly love the Lord, to struggle with something that is so tragic. I am happy as a dad and as a Christian to tell you that my son never renounced his faith. He struggled deeply with his internal dragons, and he never gave up hope, in the sense of he never gave up his faith that Jesus Christ died for his sins and for the sins of the world. I would like to ask you to pray for our family, and I would like to encourage those of you who have children and loved ones with whom you are in any way estranged or in a difficult time to use this time that you have to say the words that you want to say while someone is still alive. I have 7 children, and those of us that have children, we look at our kids and we never picture them being gone. It's unnatural for a parent to have to bury their own child. But it does happen. And my encouragement to you is that you have conversations with your children, and those of you that have living parents, to have conversations with your parents that you want to have while they're here. Ask the questions. Get things off your chest. Hold, hug, embrace. Because if death comes suddenly, there is no turning back the clock. There just isn't. Again, I ask you to pray for our family. We've received innumerable phone calls and emails and kind words from people asking what they can do in lieu of flowers. If you want to go to randallterry.com, the family is asking for any gift in lieu of flowers that would be used for Jamil's headstone and for the funeral expenses. His body is being flown from Atlanta to Rochester, New York, where we will have a viewing on Wednesday, and then a funeral mass, and then the committal of his body to the earth. We all believe, those of us that are Christians, we believe in the resurrection of the body, and that we shall see God in our flesh. And I cry out for my son, what I cry out for me, and what I hope for you, and for even my worst enemies, and that is for the mercy of God. We ask for the mercy of God, that we could live in this life in such a way and with such faith that God allows him to see us, and for us to see him, and to spend eternity with him. I'll be back in a moment to discuss the news, and we also have an upcoming an interview with Jon Voight that we did in Israel. I'll be right back.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kylea Health and Energy. I've been making superb nutritional supplements for over 15 years, and from day one, I've partnered with Randall Terry, helping to fund his invaluable work in reclaiming our country's biblical and godly roots. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives since its inception.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 essential areas of nutrition your body needs on a daily basis. Each serving of the Total Living Drink provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, enzymes for better digestion and nutrient absorption, protein for building lean muscle mass so you can burn more fat for fuel, probiotics for better intestinal function, herbs for building energy and stamina, antioxidants for maximum immune function and disease prevention, and all the vitamins and minerals you need for slowing down aging and maximum health. You would have to take 30 to 40 capsules each day and spend almost $10 a day to match the over 30,000 milligrams of total nutrition in each scoop of the Total Living Drink. Order right now and get started on the amazing Total Living Drink. They come in 2 delicious flavors, Total Living Drink Greens and Total Living Drink Berry. And every single dollar we receive, we give a generous amount to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Visit us online at the address on your screen and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today, and for the daily price of a latte, you can get back on the road to better health and energy with Kylea's Total Living Drink.
Moments with Moses. The Lord will make the rain of your land powder and dust, From heaven it shall come down upon you until you are destroyed.
Welcome back to the program, friend. The exit of Herman Cain from the Republican primary has caused a significant shakeup in who is placing where. As of right now, Newt Gingrich is leading the Republican pack by a wide margin, but Ron Paul has jumped to second place ahead of Mitt Romney. The reason for this, of course, is that many of Herman Cain's supporters who were Tea Party activists are going to the Ron Paul camp because Ron Paul is a beloved Tea Party candidate. And unlike other candidates, Ron Paul has a very long history opposing, with his vote in Congress, the federal plantation, the redistribution of wealth, some of our more insane foreign and domestic policies. At this point, things are going to get very ugly. Mitt Romney has almost unlimited personal resources if he wants to spend them on this campaign. The ad buy that he recently made in Iowa was by far and away the largest television ad buy of all of the candidates, almost twice what Newt Gingrich is spending. Nevertheless, Newt Gingrich is still polling ahead. But what we haven't seen is what will happen if Mitt Romney decides that he is going to try and destroy Newt Gingrich with negative campaign ads. We all need to watch this. We all need to see what happens in New Hampshire with the ad buys in Boston, in Burlington, in southern Maine, where the entire area will be deluged by television ads. The Republican machinery, and by that I mean the elite neo-pagans that run the Republican Party, I say that half tongue-in-cheek, half in reality, they would tend to favor Romney. However, some of them will hold their nose if they think that Gingrich can get the money that he needs to run against Obama, and if he can convince the religious right that he is the real article regarding marriage, regarding family, and regarding the right to life of unborn babies. I also want to encourage you to go to my presidential website, terryforpresident.com, and see the television ad that we began airing this week in Iowa, in every station in Iowa, as well as the surrounding states where they broadcast into Iowa, in Nebraska, Illinois, Missouri, and Minnesota. We have a 60-second ad geared towards Catholics that is running right now. And now I go to the interview that I did with Academy Award-winning actor Jon Voight while we were together in Israel. I'm with Jon Voight, famous actor, and probably best known as the brother of Wes, who wrote Wild Thing.
This is a fellow who's done much too much homework on me. Chip Taylor is my brother. His original name was Wesley Voight, James Wesley Voight, and he did write Wild Thing. He's terrific. All right, you're songwriter.
We're here in Israel for Restoring Courage. First of all, why did you come?
Well, I came because I feel Israel is, in danger, and I think that they can use support. And as soon as I heard that Glenn was going, and I like Glenn so much, and I was watching the way he was talking about Israel, and I said, this fellow's going to do something very nice, and I'm going to go over and support him. So I called him up. I said, you want somebody else to stand with you? He said, I'd love to have you, and we set it up.
Wonderful. You once said that D.C. is a two-party town. Why shouldn't Hollywood be a two-party town? You're one of the few men to stand up for conservative principles that, as an actor, has it taken a toll on you, and what kind of repercussions have you had in Hollywood?
Well, it's a very bizarre thing that that this industry, which I'm in, has turned into a place where there's only tolerance for one party, politics. It's not very. It's a bit of a sad state of affairs, and I work against that. I work against anything that I think is unjust, and I would. Even if I was a Democrat, I'd be working against it, But anyway, there are a lot of very good people in our town. There are a lot of conservative too.
Most of them don't speak out, though.
But you know, there is a little bit of there's a bias in Hollywood against conservative people. So I happily speak out, openly speak out, and just to make it a free exchange of ideas.
Have you seen or heard that bias takes its toll on who actually gets hired to do work?
You know, it's like, look, it's obviously going to take some kind of effect, because you know you work with the people you want to be with. So if you're a conservative, you want to be with conservatives, you know, and if you're a liberal, you want to work with liberal people, or your friendships develop along that line. There's nothing really. It's not a scary situation, but it's a sad situation.
You were quite prophetic when Senator Obama announced that he was going to run. You said he throws candy to people, you know, socialist candy. You talked about the fact that he would lead America to becoming a socialist nation, be the worst thing that ever happened to us. Turns out you were quite prophetic. Now, in retrospect, talk about what you've seen and where you fear for us going.
Obviously, we're in some trouble here, and we've got to recover from it. And thank God for the Tea Party and all the people who have just come aware of what's going on and have spoken out and said, we want to keep this country. They're looking to the past and saying we want to go back to our principles, and they're looking to the future to protect those young ones and to try to reconstitute the great energies of our country for our children.
We're becoming slaves to China with our debt. I mean, they hold so much of our debt.
Awful lot of information. And there are an awful lot of things to step up and fix. But there are a lot of good people out there. There are a lot of people who have been voted into Congress recently, and the Tea Party movement has been a very, you know, it's given hope to a lot of folks. I really applaud them, and it's not unlike this group. It's not unlike this group. Glenn Beck's folks who followed him here to Israel. These guys are doing something very, very important as well. They're standing for Israel at this time, and they're mostly Christian group, and they're just a terrific force for support for our dearest ally in the world, Israel.
We'll be right back with the continuation of this interview with Jon Voight.
Yeah, up there, our police escort. We're that important, baby. Oh, thanks. You guys are awesome. Stopping traffic for us. Thank you.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount, or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Courage is rightly esteemed the first of human qualities, because it is the quality which guarantees all others. Sir Winston Churchill.
And now, part 2 of my exclusive interview with Academy Award-winning actor Jon Voight.
You pointed out accurately that a lot of the people in the Tea Party come from some type of a Christian background.
Yeah.
What role does...
Because it's probably exactly the percentage that is in the nation itself. We're mostly a Christian nation.
75% of Americans are baptized.
That's right, and so that's probably the same representation in the Tea Party.
You had a some type of a conversion along the way. You were heavily influenced by Marxist ideas, the Vietnam era. You spoke out, and then something happened to you. Talk about your conversion.
Well, I wasn't.
At least your political.
I didn't really
conversion.
know what I was doing back then. And of course, when you get a celebrity,
none of us did. Way too many drugs, I think.
Well, that's true. The '60s was a very disturbing time and full of distortion and chaos and very destructive. So there were some good things that came out of it, but relatively few compared with the serious problems that took place there.
What led? I mean, obviously, somewhere along the way, you started thinking, and you made a paradigm shift.
That was it. That was the danger. I started thinking, and then things started to fall away, because once you start thinking, once you start asking questions, once you try to, seek answers, you're going to get those answers, and you're going to see what's right side up.
We have about 1 million views a month online besides our TV stations. Most of them are Tea Party people.
Uh-huh.
What word of encouragement would you like to give to the Tea Party?
Well, I want to tell you that the Tea Party is giving a lot of encouragement to anybody who's outspoken, to anybody who's in Congress. They're a tremendous force, and they're doing an awful lot of good. So I thank them, and I tell them that a lot of my energy comes from them. Their support means a lot to me.
You've had a lot of good insights on the presidential elections, at least the last 2 cycles. Talk about who you see, who you like, who you have questions about that's running in the GOP right now.
Well, I think that it's a little early to make any decisions, because there's going to be other people entering the race. But I have to say I'm impressed with all the candidates. And I think that these debates that they're having, although sometimes at one point I felt I dearly hope that they don't get into attacking each other, so there's nothing left to run on. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I think the debates will expose the truths of many things. And I think these intelligent, eloquent people will be able to reach a lot of people.
One of the reasons I decided to run as a Democrat against Obama, obviously I can't beat him, but it was just a torment because we've seen these Republicans cannibalize each other at points, and that's the fear that I have.
Well, I don't think they're going to do that, and I think that I think they've learned a bit of a lesson that way. But also, I think that they're of a high mind, these guys, and they're all rooting for one thing: is to get the country better and get the right person into the nomination. And they'll all be part. These people will all be part of our future if we're fortunate. They're all tremendous energies, and they ain't going anywhere. Michelle Bachmann, whether she wins the nomination or doesn't, is going to be a force. And
what do you think of Sarah Palin?
That's the same. She's the same thing. She's a force right now, and she's very, very strong. And if she gets into the race, that'll be interesting as well. So there's a lot of good people out there, and they each have a unique aspect, and they each are able to express, part of the answer.
All right, finally, what word of encouragement to people out there who are crazy enough to support me in a Democratic primary against Obama?
Well, I think you will get a lot of support, actually. I think you may get a lot of support. I think we're in a situation where we have to act with our votes, and that's the way we're going to be able to repair the damage and get America on its proper footing. And let me say, the stakes are very high, because the world needs a strong America.
God save us.
And if Israel goes down, we go down. If we go down, the world goes down.
Right.
We've got to stay very strong here, and congratulations for deciding to run.
The pleasure is mine to interview you,
Have
sir.
some fun.
Long life to you.
Great.
Now, here's one last joke. Do you think that Obama might be Beelzebub? 666. Damien, the Antichrist, any of the above?
I think you should call Michael Medved on Conspiracy Day. Anyway, you guys, God bless.
Take care. See you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Voight. I'll be right back, friend.
Because he cleaves to me in love, I will deliver him. I will protect him because he knows my name. When he calls to me, I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble and will rescue him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Hi, Joe Costello here, founder of Kailea Health and Energy. I want to share with you a product that has changed hundreds of thousands of lives.
Introducing the Total Living Drinks, Greens and Berry, the ultimate superfood formulas that provide you the 9 daily essential areas of nutrition your body needs. Each scoop provides the life-giving phytonutrients that come from the equivalent of 5 servings of organic vegetables and berries, probiotics for better intestinal function, antioxidants for disease prevention, and vitamins and minerals for establishing maximum health. Order now and get started on the Total Living Drink. When you do, a generous gift will go to Randall Terry's organization to help further his work and further the kingdom. Order online and receive an online discount or call the toll-free number. Call today and enjoy maximum health and energy.
Jesus said, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going." Thomas said to him, "Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way?" Jesus answered, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." I again ask you with all of my heart to pray for our family, for the mercy of God, to pray for the mercy of God to be extended to my son, Jamil Terry, who left this life suddenly. God have mercy on us all.